Hey everybody, today I have another subscriber drawing submission. And I really love working on these types of videos because I love seeing what you're all drawing and also seeing firsthand what are some areas that people might be struggling with that I can give my own little tips and tricks that might help you progress in your learning. So today's submission comes from a neighbor of mine. So I have her actual drawing here that she wanted me to mark up right over the top of it. Now she wanted her alias for this video to be Timothy Chalamet. So that's what she'll be known as in this video. And her drawing here is of a purple coneflower with this bumblebee on it in a field of grass. So first thing, she's done a really good job here on this bumblebee, sketching it in, getting the scale and proportion right. Also done a really nice job with the contrast. Additionally, the scale of the outside of the purple coneflower is looking really good. And I also like that she hasn't drawn in definitive lines of these petals because of course in nature, objects aren't defined by lines, but she's trying to form them with the contrast between her petals and the paper. So along with the drawing, here is what Timothy Chalamet sent to me. I started with the bee and I feel like I could have spent all my time on him, but I felt quite lost getting to the flower. Where do I start? What's the best first step? Okay, first I would get my scale and proportion down. So I would outline a big circle for my flower, and then I would outline the middle just to get that in proportion. And I can see here the middle thing, which this is actually, these are called disc florets, which I did have to look up on the old Google. But the scale of this is a little small in Timothy's drawing here. So I'd scale this up, maybe more somewhere in here might be more accurate. These petals here are a little bit bigger than our reference image. So that would be my first step, because then as we proceed along, we're still going to always be thinking of our scale and proportion to be correcting if needed, but our sort of general guideline is in good shape. So next, Timothy asks, how do I make the lines on the petals? Now, I don't have too much of an issue with what she did here. I might just go a little bit lighter and instead do it with a 4H pencil. Just to really make them a little bit softer. They might just be a little too dark here and a little too contrasty. So if you go a little lighter with a 4H, it might be a little bit more in line. These lines are relatively faint, so even with the 4H pencil, I'm just holding it at this angle so it can be nice and softly applied. But then you can start to add, you can see some of these have quite a few little lines in them. And I'm just being really loose. Timothy's next question is, how do I mimic that texture in the middle thingy? So this is obviously probably the most overwhelming part of drawing the flower. And so this is the classic, you got to be patient with yourself and really get in there if you want to have a really detailed drawing. So what I would do is just start making all of these little points in the flower and outlining the shape of those. And I think one of the key points here is in the center here, we're only seeing the top, and then as we go out to each side, we start to angle them that way, right? So I'll do it over here to make it a little bit clearer. In the center, they're all going to be just seeing the top, and as we go out to each side, we're going to start to see more of the angle. And as always, you're going to want to be more patient and take more time on it. But the top of that flower is like, it's a little ball on the top, right? So we need to show that shape. And so then after you have them mapped in, then you're going to want to start to shade. So the tops of all these little disc florets, that's where it's a little bit brighter. But then as you go down in, you can see that's where the really darker blacks come in. So again, it's a patience game. You're just going to be shading them in one little bit at a time. If you were going to try to do a really nice detailed drawing, you just break it down into its little intricate parts to start shaping that all together. I'm going to do that just a little bit larger over here to get a better view of it. The larger the scale of the drawing, the easier it's going to be to pull this off. So I'm just going to start adding some shadows around there. As always, you're going to want to spend quite a bit of time here. Then as we go out to the edges, I'm just shading in those bottom parts towards the center. Drawing them at a larger scale is going to be a big help. It's tough at this scale to really get in there. And then if you do want to add some of these little dots back in and you have an electric eraser, just add little dots. That can help clean it up. If you have a piece of sandpaper and you want to sharpen your electric eraser, that way you can get more defined little circles in there. So to really get a high level of detail in the center part here, that's really going to be a practice of patience. Break it down into small little steps and just, work slowly through it. So the next thing I think that would really help bring this flower to the next level is we need to add some contrast so these petals stand out a little bit more from the paper. The value between the paper and the petals, there's just not enough contrast for them to really pop. I'm guessing this background was a little bit overwhelming, so there's two options. First, we could just shade it in all a single value here, and I'm just using a 3B pencil to really make those petals stand out. But the other option is, if you did want to try this background here, you can see it's blurred. Our foreground of the flower is in focus and our background is blurred. Just try putting in some random shapes. And let's actually define this so I don't cover up our petal here. But we can just throw in, this is all just grass and leaves. I want to be really loose with this because this is out of focus. And again, this is one of those things you're going to want to spend more time on. Let's keep defining this. We'll just do a small section here. I'm more just sort of putting down graphite that I can pull around in my next step. I'm using a 3B pencil again. Then I'm going to pull out the blending stump and I just want to blur that all, right? So we're getting some of those shapes in the background. And again, this is going to help make those petals pop because of our contrast between our background and our petals. And you can see some of these have a little bit more variety, like there's this white patch here. So we'll just work these in with my eraser. But the main goal here is keeping the same idea of not having a definitive line here to define the petals. We're using the contrast to build the impression of that line, which then makes our petals really pop out. Next thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit more shadows where these petals are overlapping, just to again add that little bit of contrast and really show the difference in the layers of some petals being on top of the others. Just gives the petals a little bit more shape, and just continue to work these details as things get more defined. We're just going to add some little bit darker shadows, especially where they're coming out from the center. Again, the handy dandy blending stump, we could smooth these out just a little bit. And if you need to go back over with your eraser, if you're trying to get some of these highlights back into your petals, think of your erasers as sort of an extension of your pencils, and you can actually draw with them and actually build some of those textures easier than you can with your pencil. Similar to sharpening your electric eraser with some sandpaper, you can cut this eraser to a fine point, and then you can add some more definitive shapes with it. But you could spend a lot of time on these, just really honing in that detail. Just to give them a little more shape, I'm just going to add some super light lines coming down. Super thin. You can see some of these have quite a few lines coming down. Here's another one of these petals that's overlapping. Contrast is so important when you have all these layers here. Really working on that contrast. Just kind of smooth it up. Get those organic sort of shadows and looks. I just like to be really loose. Sometimes I think people who are just starting to develop their skills, they're really rigid with it. And that's the good thing about nature is we're going for natural, and natural often means random, loosey-goosey. Try not to get stuck in having too much control. As I work on these petals, one thing I'm noticing, the contrast between the center here and the petals, whereas on our drawing, these all kind of just morph into each other. So I just have a 3B pencil here, and I'm just going to rough this in. Again, this is something you're going to want to spend a lot of time on. But we need to further get our contrast here in between the center and the petals. I'm actually going to go a little bit darker even. This is a 6B pencil. But again, if you're going for more detail, you'd want to sort of take this technique all the way out to the edges. But just to do it quick and dirty, we're just going to do it this way. So now we can see these darker spots, and a little bit of shadow. I'm just constantly, sort of looking and analyzing and evaluating my details. But you can see in between these lighter lines here on the petals, you get a little bit of lighter values coming down the center. That's what I'm trying to get here. Even though looks like it might be kind of a simple drawing, there's still just a ton of detail to pay attention to. Timothy Chalamet, thank you so much for trusting in me and sending me your drawing. I hope some of these tips helped and you can apply them to your next sketch. If you have a drawing you're looking for help with, you can email it to me at info@erikfremstad.com.